What jobs exist just because we're dumb? Once, I met a guy whose job was to dirty potatoes. The thing is, before potatoes hit the store, some company in the supply chain washes them thoroughly. But this is bad for the store, because many people don't trust potatoes that are too clean. So they need someone to dirty them up, to make them look more natural. You're not joking, right? I'm not joking. But this was a few years ago. Maybe things have changed now. I would love to see these customers who choose potatoes based on cleanliness. It's funny, because they pick from 2 bins of exactly the same potatoes. Nope, in the UK. A big egg supplier recently came out that they sprinkle straw and feathers on their organic eggs to make them look more organic. Fortnite coaches. I don't believe it. That's all lies. It can't be true. Eat it. I've received a lot of replies from you, and I think you misunderstood me a bit. I initially wrote this purely as a joke because, well, everyone hates Fortnite. I actually love video games. And I think it's wild that such professions are emerging now. I fully support all of this. The future is already here, old man. Just not my future. My younger 18-year-old brother is going to university for an esports program. I'm amazed that this opportunity exists now, and I haven't quite figured out if it makes me mad or if I'm just jealous of my brother. A few years ago, I had a part-time job at a trendy store. Inside, there was an escalator going from the 2nd floor to the 1st. One day, this escalator was closed for a month for repairs. Despite many warnings for people to use the elevator and stairs instead, people still kept heading for the escalator, so they had to put a worker there to redirect everyone. At some point, I was scared by how many people couldn't read and just ignored all the barriers. Some even got angry that we wouldn't let them go down the escalator. Seriously, how did people live before these moving stairs were invented? Sometimes I have to block roads at work due to accidents. The number of people trying to bypass roadblocks is mind-boggling. I have a second job where I simply enter data. I earn $25 an hour for copying/pasting information from websites into Excel spreadsheets and formatting them a bit. You can set up Excel to do this automatically, right? That's how programming takes away people's jobs. If you ever decide to do it, don't tell anyone. If they start suspecting something, keep feeding them lies. I did that at my old job. After I quit, they went back to copy-paste. I work in first-level tech support. Have you tried turning the device off and on again? Oh, of course you have. Then, maybe try blowing into the cable in case dust got in and is causing problems. Oh, what do you say? The cable was just loose? Wow. Well, have a nice day. Any job related to network marketing. Instagram girls selling weight loss teas who have entrepreneur in their profiles. I'm talking about you. Dude, a friend I hadn't seen since high school recently called me. I graduated a long time ago, so it was very strange to get a call from him. Honestly, given our age, I immediately thought something terrible had happened. Maybe someone we knew had died. I ran out of the office and took the call, bracing myself for bad news. But as soon as we started talking, he began luring me into some network scheme. Man, I was so mad at him. Dude, you're too old for this crap. Stop falling for these useless get-rich-quick schemes. Psychic detectives. Because why trust a professional detective's intuition? At our university, there's a guy whose job is to stand next to trash bins and make sure people throw their trash in the right containers. We used to have a constant problem in our school. Recycling bins were contaminated with the wrong trash. It got so bad that the waste company refused to service our school for several months. Eventually, they redesigned the recycling bins to make it very clear what could be thrown in them and what couldn't. They put regular trash bins next to them. And what do you think? People still throw food and other junk into the recycling. I work as an attendant at a self-service gas station. Honestly, all I have to do is press the emergency button if someone starts pouring gas anywhere other than the fuel tank or a gas can. And of course, when I leave, I have to turn everything off. Have you ever had to warn a biker from a gang? In my case, it was the Pagans, known for their violence. Who likes to smoke at the gas station? I had to once. I thought about it for a long time, and now I know I shouldn't have. Next time, I'll just grab popcorn and watch the fire show from a safe distance. Homeopaths. Yeah, in Germany, they are everywhere. And the funniest thing is that their services are covered by insurance. What a nonsense. It's the same problem in the Netherlands. Even my mom believes in this crap, and she works as a healthcare professional. I wouldn't mind the placebo if it wasn't so expensive. No matter how many facts you throw at her, nothing convinces her. Cleaners of meth labs. It's very sad to see this industry growing in Australia. We have the same problem in Arkansas. The whole state is littered with this stuff. I work as a safety manager. Most of my job is telling people things that seem obvious to most, like, please don't smoke near this flammable liquid. Dude, I work for the government and deal with hazardous waste disposal. Once a month, I see someone smoking right under the no smoking sign near my booth. Seriously, dude? 4 meters from you are 750 liters of highly flammable Class 1 liquids. Bouncers in nightclubs and bars. It's funny how drunk people can behave so stupidly that we need people ready to handle them so the rest can have a good time. I was at a concert earlier this week and saw a drunk couple get thrown out of the place for being too aggressive. I think we underestimate how much these professionals enhance our evening experiences. If you don't like bouncers at club entrances, then you're probably an asshole. I used to work at a club. I wouldn't say I often dealt with aggressive people. Mostly, it was just dealing with drunk idiots. Once, a drunk girl came up to me crying because she couldn't find the exit. The exit was 2 meters from me, with a big green sign above it. Paparazzi and journalists who write gossip columns. If they didn't exist, how would I know what celebrity wears in their free time? I work at an aquarium. We have people I call floor guides. Their job is supposed to be approaching people and telling them interesting facts about the exhibits. But in reality, they exist to ask people not to stick their hands into the tanks with rays and turtles because people somehow can't figure that out themselves. The phrase, "Why can't we pet the rays?" People who rubberize poles and phone booths so we don't break our noses when we walk into them while texting. I recently saw a woman stop right in the middle of a busy pedestrian crossing. She was so engrossed in texting that she didn't seem to realize what was happening until people started honking at her. Then she swore at the drivers. Ticket resellers who sell tickets bought from other ticket resellers. I also work in tech support. My job exists only because of people's stupidity. By the way, here's a tip from a pro. Computers don't break because they don't do what you ask. They break because they do exactly what you ask. Televangelists. I hope that one day I live to see people stop giving money to these charlatans who buy mansions and private jets, thinking they've earned it because God loves them. My first job after college was to stand outside an Aldi grocery store and help people with the shopping carts that require a coin. So yes, I just explained how to put a coin in the cart and then how to hook it back up to the others and get the coin back. Many constantly bash the American Coast Guard, but don't realize that these guys have to deal with the most dangerous animal on earth: drunk boat owners. My husband works as a labor attorney for a giant company, and every month he conducts seminars telling people that harassment at work is forbidden. And like clockwork, 2 weeks after each seminar, someone gets caught doing it. In the Great America, there was once a major campaign involving countless designers, marketers, and PR people. Their task was to create a forest mascot, a bear in a hat who would urge people not to light fires in the forest. I work as a lawyer. We spend 90% of our time on 10% of our clients. And then they blame us for getting into trouble by doing exactly what we always tell them not to do. Park and beach workers who make sure people don't litter. I remember when I was little, my mom loved taking my brother and me to the park. Once, I had a gum wrapper in my pocket, so I headed to the trash can to throw it away. A police officer patrolling nearby saw me and approached, saying I did a good thing and gave me a coupon for a free ice cream. I replied that it was nothing special because everyone does it, to which he replied, "No, not everyone. I still don't understand why some people find it so hard to carry their trash to the bin." I work at a store that sells pool supplies. Mostly, my job involves babysitting people from the moment they enter the store until they leave. The problem is that people know nothing about pools and have no idea what equipment they have. To understand my job, imagine there's a grocery store with a guy you can approach to find out what you need. A customer comes up and says, "Well, I think I need a vegetable." The guy responds, "Okay, what does this vegetable look like?" "Well, I don't know, it's round." What color is it?" I'm not sure. Maybe gray, maybe brown, maybe green." The guy starts going through all the vegetables that fit the description, and it turns out the customer actually needed a watermelon. And the guy goes to the right section and brings the watermelon himself because if you trust the customer, they might accidentally grab a pumpkin instead. That's my job. Watch other videos at our channel.